Hello and welcome back to Simply Nilofer. I know it's been a long time, but guess what? I am back with a big bang and we are reviving our Wonder Woman series only on Simply Nilofer. I've got someone very special today, and she's none other than my very good friend, my colleague, my mentor, and somebody I look up to every single day. None other than Kamal Kaur. Let's go see her journey in life with Simply Nilofer. Hello! How are you?
I'm good.
So good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been long.
I know.
Aja.
This is doodling, then what is real art? Oh my god, this is so beautiful. What were you thinking when you made this? There must be some thought in your mind when you did a particular thing, like peacock, for example. What have you made? क्या सोच रहे थे आप?
It's the easiest thing to do without referring to a picture.
Peacock is easy? Wow, look at the colors. Oh my god. Okay.
ये मैंने बनाया है. ये
अपने हाथों से.
मेरी शॉर्ट में मत आ. ये मैंने बनाया है अपने हाथों से.
You managed to finish this like so. Now I know how you enjoy your art.
You know, the thing is, if I don't create every day, I feel empty.
Really?
Yeah, so I need to do even a quick doodle like this while I'm talking, even when I'm on the phone and all that. So I just need to be creative.
This is doodle?
Yeah,
This is a proper art.
No, this is my rough book where I do rough
Oh my
doodles. It's just a rough thing, so it just keeps me going.
So as you said, like now that you do art and you do when you feel like, what you feel like, what are your future goals? Anything to do with this or something else?
I haven't thought that far, but future goals for myself, I see myself, well, I'd like to see myself go back to uni and study some more.
Wow.
Because now my kids are also in, my daughter's in uni, my son's doing his AS levels. So they're well settled where they are. So I don't need to be running after them, khana kha liya, ye kar liya, wo kar liya. So I'd like to spend that time. It's a pipe dream yet, still looking into it, but I'd love to study.
And what?
I've got a couple of things. I'd like to do psychology so I can tie it with my art and give art therapy. I'd like to work with people who have challenges.
Wow.
I'd like to be able to give back, but in a professional capacity.
Yeah, and there's a deep connection because when you do art, you feel so much like I've come for your classes and they're so relaxing. When you make a very, whatever it is, we are not good like you. One day you told me to make peacock, it looked like a duck. That's a different story.
Listen, art is perception. If you saw a duck, it's a duck.
It's a duck.
It's a duck.
I like duck.
Bas keh diya na. Bas.
Amazing. This has been so nice, and most of it I'm so happy to come and see you after so long.
It's always a pleasure, Nilofer, and you know that.
I know
that.
I love you very much. And for the ladies out there, I'm sure there are many who know you personally, who have just heard you or seen you. Any message for them?
Gosh, what message can I give? Just do you. Just do you. Just live your life. And don't wait to please others. And self-care doesn't mean getting a facial done or this and that. Self-care means just pausing long enough to tell yourself, it's okay, you did your best. Don't bash yourself up over things. I used to go through the worst bouts of wondering if I'm a horrible mother. And it took therapy for me to realize, no, I'm not a horrible mother. I did my best.
No, you did.
At any point, whether it was good enough in this world's eyes or my children's eyes or anybody's eyes, at that point, I was doing my best, and I will continue to do that, especially where my children are concerned, and of course my other relationships, with my parent, my father, my siblings, my partner, everybody. I'm doing my best. Whatever it is, I'm doing my best.
Definitely, we all look up to you. Thank you. Vote for Kamal.
अरे इतना भी नहीं.
So Kamal, tell me, you have been so passionate. I have seen and heard you day in and day out on your show, even before, way before I started radio. How did your journey as a radio presenter start? Like, I'm sure this is something probably you'd not planned, but it happened. And a little bit of experience, like as a presenter, I think it's what, 13 years with Radio Africa?
With Radio Africa, yes. But before that, I don't know if many people know this, I was at Capital FM when it just started. Yeah. That's how I actually got into radio, because of Phil Matthews. So I used to be a very keen listener, and I used to contribute with traffic updates and all that.
Oh, wow.
Winning competitions all the time, and generally taken on air. So you know how it is, they're like, oh, I'm so confident, oh my gosh, I was on radio today. So one day I was calling in to answer a competition, and Phil, who was doing the breakfast show, he didn't answer. So when he eventually answered, I yelled at him, why aren't you answering the phone? He says, anyway, you're banned from winning competitions, you're winning all the time, so you're banned. I said, well, at least answer your phone. He says, well, from tomorrow, come answer it.
Huh?
That's what I did. I'm like, huh? So yeah, be here by 5:30 a.m. because he was doing the breakfast shift.
Ah.
So I went, and there started my radio career.
Wow, just like that. But I think that interest you had always.
I always did. I'll tell you, when I was 15, I used to mimic Abdul Haq. I don't know if anybody remembers him. I used to mimic him as a radio presenter and drive my family mad. I used to pretend to be Abdul Haq. Gosh, those were the days when there was the ringers up and all that. Yeah, I'm that old. But yeah, I always wanted to be in the media, arts and stuff. So yeah, that's where the journey started. And then I started writing for The Nation, and then I stopped, well, because I had my children and all. And then one morning, I was listening to East FM, and I called in, I answered, and Alim picked the phone, and he said, you always get things correct. I mean, as much as I'd like to give you this prize, I don't think we should, because you're always right. Like, yeah, I said, I'm used to that. That's how I got my last radio job. And he was like, oh, really? He says, we're looking for somebody here at Radio Africa. We've just been taken over by Radio Africa. We're looking for a presenter. And I'm like, okay. He says, okay, come in for an interview. So when I told him I'm a supporter of Liverpool Football Club, I think that might have sealed the deal. I'd like to think.
You know exactly.
No, but I wasn't.
I'm sure you went to the audition.
Yes, I was called in, and we did a test and everything, and I started doing the breakfast. That's how I started at Radio Africa with the breakfast show.
Wow. You were straight on the breakfast show?
Yeah, straight on the breakfast
show.
Show.
Now that's the biggest show of the day.
It was a big deal, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed my journey at Radio Africa. I became Kamal Kaur when I joined Radio Africa. I started writing for The Star. I did a TV show with Kiss TV and everything. So I always give gratitude to Radio Africa for giving me that platform to become Kamal Kaur. I will never forget that. And I will never forget the likes of Phil Matthews, who actually got me into radio. The likes of Frank Wally, who got me to start writing. He took a chance on me, and I became a published writer. So yeah, I don't forget where I've come from. That's one thing I won't forget. For Alim, for telling me come in for the interview. It was a lot. A lot of people have contributed to this journey of mine, and I'm always grateful for all the paths that I've crossed or walked on.
You handle so many things by yourself, whether it's your work, your personal life, your kids, everything. That's like being independent in and out, right?
Right.
So I want to know from you something, and I'm also somewhere in that phase, but I feel I get lost at times being on myself, like by myself. Why do you think it's important for a woman to be independent, and how you think one can handle that? Because I feel that pressure some days where I can't even sleep at night thinking, why do I have to be independent? Like, why me?
I totally agree with you. You know, for all the the strength that people think I have, for all the independence people think I have. You know, I never signed up for this in life. No woman gets up, gets married, has children to end up in divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't think, this is not why we get married. We are all looking for a happily ever after.
True.
But I soon learned that happily ever after is within. And even the independence should come from within.
Yeah.
So I feel everybody's independent in their own way. It's like coming and telling me, oh, I can't paint, I'm not an artist. Deep down, everybody's an artist. They just don't know it. So deep down, we're strong people. Some of us know it more than others. Some of us need it to have it brought out of us. Some of us just get through life without recognizing it.
But did you know that your name and my name means the same?
No, really?
Yeah,
Nilofer
Kamal
means
is Kamal.
Rogers?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. That's why we connect. You
Oh
see?
my God.
नहीं.
Oh.
So I've known you since I got married and came to Nairobi, and then of course when I joined East FM we became so close, and I used to see your daily running around. I'm in the same mode right now. I'm doing the show which you were doing for such a long time, so there's a lot of connection. So as a mom, you know, how do you handle, I mean, you've been a single mom for many years.
Yes.
How do you handle this work and kids? Mashallah, your kids are beautiful. They've grown big. I saw Sapna recently. How are you handling it? Because some days I feel I'm losing it, and I'm losing it really bad. How did you do it?
So when you tell me you're losing it, that's when I know you're actually being a parent. Because if everything is perfect, I mean, are you really a parent? I mean, it's not easy to bring up two kids on your own.
Yeah.
Even as a couple, it's not easy bringing up children. I think our parents also had the same dilemmas, but in their own kind of circle, their own way. So with each generation comes this new dilemma of kids bringing in new, maybe stresses of sorts. But then again, stress is what you make of the situation by thinking about it. Things can be easily dealt with. At that point, when I was at East FM and I was doing the show, I know as soon as my show would finish, I would just run to the schools, because I had it in me that I have to go pick my children up myself. It was a big thing,
Yeah.
especially after Westgate.
Yeah.
It was something that, it was a trauma response. So for a short while I became a helicopter mom. I was hovering over them all the time and all that. Then slowly as the confidence came back, because today my kids are strongly independent, they do their thing. It's because it's not that they need my permission, it's who they are meant to be. I mean, how can you give your children wings if you don't want them to fly?
Wow. That's so true. That's so true.
Yeah, so a lot of parents enable their children to do so much, but they want them close to them. That's not how we are. We're not.
There's one thing I noticed about you, which I am trying to incorporate with Iman, and this is completely out of the script also, is you've always been one parent who've let your kids face the calamities as well. Whether it's good, bad, worst, you didn't keep telling them, look, you know what? It's okay. This is life. Things will get better.
No,
be
they
positive.
don't.
You're like, okay, you have to cry and you have to face. You face it.
It's very true,
Yeah.
because you know what? As they go along
Yeah.
in life, I'm not going to be there to cushion their every fall. And if they don't learn how to fall, how will they learn to get up again? It's an old cliche, but it's a very true one. You know, you have to enable your children by not enabling them. Step back sometimes.
so
It's
true.
okay to step back, let them struggle. But be communicative with your children. It took a lot of therapy for me to realize that maybe I need to talk to my children more about what's going on in my life, and not to keep them in the dark.
Yes.
And when you communicate, it just opens a whole load of doors and avenues, and the kids are able to talk back to you and discuss things with you. So
they are family members.
yeah,
They're
but
not kids,
it's
yeah.
taken a lot for me. I mean, I struggled with single parenting. We don't come with a handbook. Nobody teaches you how to be
Yeah.
a parent, new or old. You're just doing it as you know well. So I feel it's just every day it's a learning phase. I mean, I have now grown adult children.
Yes.
And sometimes I when I think about it and they annoy me, I realize why animals eat their young ones alive when they're born. Sometimes I do understand that, but sometimes, and many times, and most of the times, I'm always so grateful that I've been blessed with the most wonderful children.
They are, and I cannot deny this. I bumped into Sapna the other day, and she was like, as usual, the same warmth which I felt few years ago before she went for her studies. And she was like, it was like that, like that pura Star Plus wala look. I'm coming in this. She's at one of the events, and she's like, Nilu auntie, and the same hug. So that's your upbringing. That be nice, be courteous, give respect, get respect. So well done.
Thank you. It's important to be respectful. Whether you agree with someone or not, you can do it respectfully.
Absolutely. आपके लिए मेरे पास something very exciting है.
क्या?
Something
क्या? Something.
बड़ा सा hamper है.
ये रेडियो वाले that's all they do. hamper promise करते हैं. करेक्ट करण जो है मेरा hamper कितने पहले
आ रहा है.
अच्छा.
रास्ते में ये बस पहुंचता ही होगा. उससे पहले हम रैपिड फायर कर लें.
ये
चलो अभी कुछ exciting questions पूछते हैं.
अच्छा. Oh dear.
What is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
I open my eyes.
Wow. What are you thinking right now at this moment?
I'm thinking ये और बेहुदा सवाल है कि नहीं कि यही खत्म होते हैं.
Tell me your hidden talent besides art.
I think I cook very well.
That's true. I know that as well. What can't you live without?
Rapid fire. What can't I live without?
One, tick,
I
tick,
think-
two, tick, tick, three.
बच्चे तो I can't live without them, but I think my phone.
Your phone.
हाँ, I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's very honest.
You know, when I go to a supermarket and I put my phone down, I know my kids will find me. My phone won't find me. So,
What is that first thing you notice in a person?
their smile.
Hi, very अच्छी है.
Mashallah.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, sushi.
Sushi. Interesting. अभी मैं कुछ बहुत स्कैंडलस सवाल पूछने वाली हूँ.
Oh dear.
बिल्कुल स्क्रिप्ट के बाहर.
No photos.
अगर आपको आपकी फैंटेसी पूरा करने का मौका मिले फॉर एग्जाम्पल फैंटेसी भी मैं ही आपको दे रही हूँ.
अच्छा.
मतलब आप आइलैंड पे हो ऑन अ वेरी रोमांटिक गेट अवे. हु इज दैट वन पर्सन वुड यू लाइक टू गो विद besides?
Listen, at this big age of mine, I think I'll go to the island just to hide from everyone and just relax and sleep and catch up with sleep and my soap operas.
No romance?
No, बस हो गया अब. अब जो है सो है.
मुझे सोने दो. मुझे सोने दो.
Yeah, like I said, I don't need beauty sleep. I need a coma.
This is just so beautiful. I feel like I'm in painting heaven. So most of your stuff is ready, right? Like it's ready for
Yeah.
sale.
Yeah, if anybody wants to buy it, they can. Even inside my home, I've got my paintings all over, my children's paintings everywhere. Whenever somebody comes home, oh wow, is this for sale? So I said, yeah, it is. You can have it.
And why not?
And yeah, so my whole home is like an art gallery.
Of course.
So I love that about being able to have that in my home.
So where can one buy your paintings? Is there a platform or a number or something?
Usually when I paint something, I post it online and it just goes straight away.
Okay.
But if you want to commission, you can always get in touch with me on social media or wherever and let me know. Even for the classes, you just get in touch and you can come over
I
anytime.
love your classes and I'll be back very soon. So most of the classes are on Saturday, right? Like on
No,
weekend.
I have them on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays.
Okay.
And then I do private parties, I do events, corporate, I do team building, birthday parties, baby showers, bridal showers.
And
I just want to
what better
come
than
and
this?
paint kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I do.
So I saw this painting of yours, which is like in the process. What's happening here?
Yeah, so this, basically what I do is I create a doodle first or something that I feel I'd like to create. So what I did was I created this, just a quick doodle. I like to doodle.
Wow.
This is one of the doodles.
Beautiful.
So I did this and I thought I'd like to create it on canvas. So I started the process of putting in the modeling paste and all that. Still thinking of the color scheme and all that, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to recreate.
It's going to come out so beautiful.
I hope so. I haven't given it a thought yet what color I'd like to do the background or thought, so if I leave it plain, I don't know.
I will look forward to that
playing
one.
around with that one. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure.
I had such a good laugh and I'm just so happy to see you after such a long time. Thank you.
It's lovely to catch up with you.
चलो अब चाय पिला.
घर की बात है, जाके चाय पी. जा मेरे लिए भी एक कप बना.
Please let us know how did you find this episode. If you liked it, please hit the button like, share and subscribe to Simply Nilofer on YouTube. And let's keep empowering each other. A big thank you from Team Simply Nilofer.